Welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and another edition of industry news. Zwift, Jet Black, Wahoo, we've got a little bit of a mess going on here. So what's happening is, as far as I can tell, Jet Black, which is out of Australia, makes a indoor trainer. And that trainer is the one that Zwift is now promoting and selling as the Zwift Hub. And they make a nearly identical trainer that they call the Volt. Now that one's been selling for years in Australia. But Wahoo says, hey, wait a minute. Both of those trainers, the Zwift Hub and the Jet Black Volt, are infringing on 3 patents that Wahoo says is theirs, and they filed. So they filed this lawsuit against both Zwift and Jet Black. So who do you believe? Because Jet Black's been doing that trainer for several years. Why all of a sudden now are they filing a lawsuit against them for patent infringement? I don't know these. I don't have these units in front of me, so I can't actually say, yeah, look at them. They're exactly the same. And in the lawsuit, of course, they posted pictures and they, indexed certain items on those photos saying, yes, this is identical to what we do, and so on and so forth. And at some point, how different can a trainer be, right? It's an indoor trainer. You put the bike in it and it's got to provide some resistance and it's got to do this or that. So, but okay, we have to protect IP, intellectual property. We have to protect it. It's just the way it is. Anyway, but what's interesting also is that Wahoo back in 2015 was sued themselves by a company called Powerband. And the company, there's a gentleman named Radow, and Radow had licensed certain things out to Nautilus. And there was a gentleman working there named Warner. Warner left Nautilus. Now, so remember that technology was licensed to Nautilus, but Warner left and started working for Foundation, which is the parent company of Stages Cycling. And at some point was involved in the development of the Kickr, the Wahoo Kickr. So this was 2015. Well, that took about 6 years to finally settle. And in 2021, they finally said, okay, yeah, and then we'll all just pay our court costs and be done with this. But that took 6 years to settle. So how long is this one going to take to settle? And one thing to consider, Zwift and Kickr, both of these are partners, for lack of a better description, in that space, in that indoor trainer space. You buy a Kickr, you pretty much buy a Zwift subscription, right? So these two do work hand in hand in some respects, but now Wahoo is kind of stirring it up. And if the patents are being infringed, then I fully support what Wahoo is doing, because if you come up with something, if you come up with a better mousetrap, you should be able to protect that better mousetrap and not allow anyone else to make that same exact mousetrap, call it something else, maybe even sell it cheaper than what you have done all the R&D to create this better mousetrap. So I completely support Wahoo for doing this. However, if they're being nitpicky, well, then that remains to be seen. So they're asking for a jury trial, which is, an interesting situation. They're not just asking for, I don't know, a financial settlement, but they are asking for an injunction as well. Do not sell these trainers in the US. So that remains to be seen what's going to happen with that. So injunction, Zwift Hub is not supposed to be, well, that's what Wahoo is asking for. Don't sell these in the US. The Jet Black, first I've heard of this unit, and I'm sure folks that are from Australia and other parts of the world may have heard of it, but this is the first time I've heard of this company. I'm not really in the indoor trainer space. Please, allow my ignorance to be shown, because I just don't know enough about these trainers. Southern California, it's October the 26th, I think, and it's just beautiful and sunny and 70 degrees here. So anyway, that's all for today. If you like these industry news topics, please like and subscribe. Please tell your friends, and please leave a comment down below. Hey, that's great. I like to be kept up to date on industry news. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you up the road.